Hello, everyone. Thank you for your patience and sorry for the technical difficulties. Of course, that is the worst nightmare for everyone on their first demo, but we are here and I appreciate everyone coming to this new link. This is our first demo and swag series. We'll be hosting these once a month so that you can get your latest swag trends and get some sneak peeks of our dashboard. My name is Helen Rankin. I'm our Chief Brand Officer at SwagUp, and I'm really excited to be covering today thinking beyond employee appreciation. With employee appreciation coming up on March 3rd, there's no better topic than to cover this than with our dear friend, Lee Rubin, the CEO and founder of Confetti. If you're not familiar with Confetti, they're creating unforgettable team building experiences for companies to help boost morale and employee engagement. Welcome, Lee. Excited to have you.
Thanks so much, Helen. And thanks to this entirely patient group of people that I was able to join in I got glimpses of their conversations. I was like, oh, this is a fun group. So thank you so much for having me here today. And I'm excited to talk about all things employee appreciation.
Yes, we are too. And tell us a little bit about Confetti.
Yeah. So Confetti's platform is used by nearly 6,000 companies to help distributed teams plan memorable virtual experiences. We have this really incredible catalog. It's like a playground of different ideas and different collections. We have things like diversity, equity, and inclusion and professional development. But our bread and butter is really the fun stuff, the things that bring morale, that make people laugh and bring us all together. Something I like to share, all of our experiences are fully customizable. They have a happiness guarantee, which makes each booking personalized for you all and then also risk-free. We pride ourselves on a really adored customer support team and an intuitive booking system for really simple planning. And as I said, I'm really excited to be here with you all today.
Yes, likewise. And you guys seem to be the experts in team building and employee engagement. And, tell us a little bit, like, why do you think employee appreciation matters?
Yeah. So I think, the first and foremost is just realizing that we're all humans, our employees, our team members, our managers, whatever it is that we're working with, they are humans too. And I know that sounds so basic, but given the fact that we are human and we want to be a contributing member of society, we just want them to feel good. So we should all just look after each other's well-beings. Work makes such a significant portion of our lives. We spend often more times at work and with our colleagues than we do with our friends or with our families. So it's really important to make this a fun and safe space to spend those hours. But also some other important things is that acknowledgement makes employees 5 times more likely to stay with a company, and that helps boost retention rates. So I'm sure we've all had that situation with one of our colleagues that needed to leave the job, and all those extra and added responsibilities all of a sudden found its way to your plate. And you're like, gosh, I wish they would have stayed. But also it costs the company a ton of money. They say that the cost of losing an employee is about twice their annual salary. You got the recruiting costs of finding a new one, the time, the loss of wisdom that they had been able to acquire over the time that they were in that organization. And then the last one is just intentional employee appreciation efforts make employees 73% less likely to feel burnt out. We did an incredible survey with hundreds of people, and we found out the number one reason that employees are struggling today is burnout. So it wasn't like, that they weren't getting paid enough or they weren't even being recognized enough. They were like, hey, I'm just really tired. So it's really nice to know that a little bit of appreciation helps people feel less tired. I want to say, kind of reminds me of the gym, when you have that person who's like, you can do it. Like, okay, maybe I can keep this plank for another 20 more seconds. And I feel like that's maybe a good metaphor for the workplace.
Yes, and 73% is really, really high. And with everything going on in the past 2 years, burnout is a huge topic. We hear about it a lot at SwagUp, and we definitely see some shifts in the way that people are buying swag on our side. So what are some trends that you are seeing at Confetti with customers and what they're trying to achieve with their workforce?
So there's four main buckets that I'm kind of going to pull into. One of them is flexibility to work where they want, when they want. Just the more that you can let your employee choose when you feel like they can choose, the better. The second one is personalization. So everyone likes essentially their own preferences. So giving an opportunity for employees to choose the benefits that they want, the gifts that they want. All of this really helps with making them feel seen and heard and getting them actually what it is that they want, because we've all also been given crappy gifts or crappy whatevers, and you're like, oh no, I don't need this. So letting them choose helps avoid that waste. The third one is gratitude and recognition. So one really amazing initiative that we've taken at Confetti is having a gratitude channel, just a place on Slack where any employee can give a shout out to one of their colleagues and say, hey, you were amazing. It gets sent to the entire organization. Usually people are like, plus one, me too. I love this person. And it gives the good vibes. And all of us feel like, if we work so hard, we want to just be seen, and we want to make sure that it's recognized. And then the last one here is transparency. So 44% of employees switch jobs because of not getting an adequate recognition for their efforts. Oh, that was related to the gratitude and recognition. But for transparency, it's really just having cross-departmental updates, knowing what other departments are doing, getting more transparency about what's going on with the company. There's a lot of worry in today's world with layoffs and such. And so just being like, hey, where are we standing? Are we in a good place? Are we in a bad place? It would be just really nice for those employees to feel like they know and are aligned with where the company is at and how they're doing.
Yeah, so I would say transparency is so big, and personalization, especially for remote workforces. It's really hard to be seen. You don't have, your manager being able to see you and working extra hours or putting extra effort towards something. So that extra personalized touch is just goes a long way. How how do you see your customers measuring the success of employee appreciation? Because I know there's things that they can do like swag, doing confetti events, surveys, and so forth. But what are some key ways that you have seen is successful way to measure this?
So one simple way is through surveys. A new kind of popular term is ENPS. So many of you have probably heard about NPS, which stands for Net Promoter Score when it comes to customer satisfaction. I'm sure we've all answered the how likely are you to recommend confetti or SwagUp to a friend? And it's usually a 1 through 10 number. So very similarly, but for employees, how likely are you to recommend confetti or SwagUp to one of your friends to work for? So all different types of surveys just to get a good indicator. Also, I really believe in 360-degree performance reviews. That means managers not just assessing their direct reports, but direct reports assessing managers, managers assessing managers that they work side by side with, and definitely a few different HR checks. So we send to our team members just regular, I think it's about twice a year, hey, is HR supporting you? Do you feel heard? Do you feel safe? Those types of questions. So you can really be able to measure the success of employee appreciation. And the last one is churn. So companies with effective recognition programs usually have 31% lower voluntary turnover. This is from Burson and Associates. And so you can just measure your churn and say, hey, are people leaving left and right? Maybe an indicator of that is that they don't feel as appreciated.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And these are amazing tips. Now that we know, how to measure the employee appreciation, and some tips on transparency and being able to really show employees they're appreciated, let's go into some swag trends and some activities that you can do with your teams and workforce to really boost that employee morale. So with Women's History Month this month, we want to, showcase this women's pack, and something that we are doing with a lot of our customers is including, a women's history book, or maybe a book written from a woman, that is kind of fits or aligns with their work culture. We've also had some other customers that have, designed or had female artists design their swag for their company and did some swag for their employees, and that has been really amazing to see. And Lee, what are some activities that Confetti does for Women's History?
Yeah. So, two that I wanted to highlight here is exploring women in art. So this is a really inclusive event that highlights the achievements of international women artists. It's a chance to tap into your employees' external interests, especially if they've expressed interest in art or history. But it's really for fostering a sense of culture that uplights women and their achievements throughout history, because you're taking a moment to highlight the impact of women who don't even, work for your company. And then women in cacao tasting is another one. So hands-on learning experience that is delivered to your team's doorstep with chocolate, real chocolate that you can taste as your team learns about its origins. So it's also very like worldly and diverse experience. And it's really an event for your employees that can easily include a +1. So one thing that I really recommend to increase participation, especially if you're doing events after work hours, is allowing your employees to bring their significant others, their kids, their dog, whoever they want. And it's always a lot more kind of human when the people in our personal lives enter our work lives, and you can see that dynamic that we have, and you're like, oh, this person has the cutest dog. I thought that they were a jerk, but their dog is so cute. So bring that in. But we really have a bunch of other experiences: Women Who Changed the World, Black Women in Cinema. If you didn't celebrate Black History Month, that one's a really good one to kind of combine the two together. But yeah, those are just a few sneak peeks.
I love that. And I love being able to incorporate people within the family or friends into it. And that's something we see a lot with swag as well. Like they're like, "Oh, my dad stole my sweatshirt. Can I have another one?" And it's really great to bring in the whole family and provide some activities that you can do that. And I think that also leads into our next one around mental health, because churn is something that is of importance, and burnout is really important, and that comes up a lot within HR communities, is how can we help employees not get this burnout. Mental health awareness month is in May, so we have started working with some of our customers on some mental health packs, whether if it's giving them some nice tea or a journal, self-journal book. What are some things on your side, Lee, that your company can help with mental health awareness?
Yeah. So we have a really amazing workplace mental health workshop. It's a really interactive but lecture style workshop that really drives those initial conversations around mental health, helping normalize it in the workplace. And it was so touching to see the testimonials that come out of this place, out of this experience, because so many people were like, I've never felt like I could talk about these things in front of my coworkers, and now it feels easier to be like, hey, I'm not feeling well today. So the impact has been really beautiful. The second one is a terrarium workshop. This is just a fan favorite throughout the entire year, but it's just a relaxing and unique chance for employees to get creative, unwind as they put together a air plant terrarium, obviously with the help of an instructor. Super relaxing. And a cute little fun fact, but according to a study that they did in the Netherlands, just looking at a photo of nature could be enough to lower your stress levels. So consider just printing out a very pretty image of nature, putting it on your desk, and being like, when webinars aren't working and whatever, you can take a deep breath and you're like, we are on a rock spinning in the middle of nowhere. We can figure this one out together, and maybe our problems won't look as bad.
I love that. I love these ideas. And, this brings us to our last one, which, I think the key to employee appreciation also is inclusivity, and, really making employees feel inclusive and heard. And another way of doing that, obviously, is through March 3rd and with Employee Appreciation Day, but it's also including other days throughout the year, whether it's Pride Month. And that's something that's super popular with us at SwagUp. We actually include our Pride swag as part of the onboarding because it is so popular. What are some activities for you, Lee, that you want to highlight for DEI and appreciation?
Yeah. So one thing I actually want to highlight how it's really nice to see that the acronym for diversity, equity, and inclusion is continuing to grow. So as you will find, there's starting to be DEI, B, J, and A that's adding on. B for belonging, J for justice, A for accessibility. I think it's so wonderful that organizations are spending more time and effort on these initiatives because 48% of Gen Zs are racial or ethnic minorities. I thought that that was such an impactful fact. So diverse companies enjoy a 2.5 times higher cash flow per employee. It's also shown to, if you have diverse management, to increase revenue by 19%. I'm such an advocate of this. So two that we want to highlight that are somewhat coming up, you have AAPI History and Culture Month that comes up in May. We have a really fun trivia. It's fun. It's fast-paced learning experience for everyone. And you're taking time, again, to just intentionally highlight the achievements of the AAPI community. And the other one that is in June is Pride Month for LGBTQIA cultural impact class, but we also have fun things like drag bingo and moving on also in June, you have Juneteenth, so going back to Black history. But we have really a beautiful collection of experiences that are worthwhile looking at.
Yes, we love the drag queen bingo. We do that pretty often at SwagUp. It's a great way to get some laughs in, and it's really fun activity. And this brings us to our last slide with you, Lee. So thank you for joining us on this day and all of the technical issues that we had earlier. We really appreciate your patience, and we've learned so much from you in this last few minutes. But let us know, how can we get a hold of you at Confetti? What is the best way for people to reach out?
Yeah, absolutely. So first of all, I really love connecting with anyone and everyone. I'm dropping my own personal LinkedIn in the chat right now. So if any of you want to geek out on culture, ask me a question about how to deal with your boss, whatever it is, you have a tough employee, I love to talk about this stuff. But if you're interested in our services, you can reach out to plan@withconfetti and visit us at withconfetti.com. I have three things to pass along to you all, which we'll have in a follow-up email through the SwagUp team. But one of them is we have a free ebook on navigating company culture in a distributed workplace. So you see a little sneak peek of the book here on the website. And we also have a DE&I 2023 programming deck. It has all the major cultural holidays that are celebrated throughout the year, and different little resources and tools on how to navigate that. And the last one's just a fun one that's 5 unique ways on how to use emojis at work in a fun freebie, giving you just a few tips on work communication, making it more fun, more colorful, and ultimately helping you get your message across to your team members in a safe and fun way. And the last thing, we will be offering a $50 gift card to all the people that are on this call right now to use Confetti. And so that will also land in everyone's inbox as well.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Lee. We appreciate you joining us today. We love Confetti, and you will be getting a discount code via email after this event, along with some swag and gifts. So thank you so much, Lee.
Thank you all for having me and for staying patient and being a wonderful audience.
Thank you. So now, part of our series, of course, we talked a little bit about swag. Now it's time to dive into our demo. We have Adam from our account team who is going to be going over our SwagUp dashboard.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Helen. Nice to be here with everyone today. My name is Adam Messino. I am an account executive here at SwagUp, and today I'm going to show you a brief overview of our platform and how to work with SwagUp to help alleviate the stresses of sending swag, to give you some time back during your busy schedules, and ultimately make it fun and engaging for your employees. So the dashboard is completely free. The dashboard is included when you work with SwagUp, and it's made to help you manage your swag remotely. We handle everything from the design aspect, the storage, and the shipping components as well. Every client will get a dedicated rep, just like me. There are no costs to working with us. The only things you will ever pay for are the 3 S's: swag, anything that goes involved with the decoration process, the shipping component to send the swag out to your recipients, and storage, which is optional, but a one-time fee. You can also add as many people to the dashboard as you want. There's no limit to your users, so you can have individual logins or team and group email logins that are shared amongst everyone, making it a lot easier to manage on a day-to-day basis. Let's jump over and take a quick look at what that looks like. So here is the main page of our dashboard. At a glance at the top, we can see there are 6 main tabs. We have the dashboard, which we're on, our products tab, orders, inventory, shipments, and redeem. Let's explore this page a little bit since we're already on it. In each section, as you'll see, there's a brief overview of the most recent activity, including your most recent orders, your most recent proofs that were submitted, most recent shipments, and any announcements and new features that are on the dashboard as well. Let's go into the products tab and check that out. All right, so this is our products tab. This page will allow you to do multiple things to plan ahead for any of your swag needs. So as I mentioned, there's no fees to work with SwagUp. The best part of that is you can request mockups for items in different colors. You can see comparable options at different price points and just get everything at a glance so it's prepared well ahead of time. Even if you're just looking, the products tab will store all of your mockups for you so you can come back and reference these at any point in time. When you're ready to select new items, you can click the Design Products button at the top of the page, and here you'll have a few different options depending on how you want to set up your items. So you can build your own pack by choosing various items, including packaging, filler materials. You can also view starter packs to get some inspiration from the top products that we're currently selling and the most popular item combinations that others are purchasing. You can view individual items to select bulk quantities of different swag to stock for giveaways, anniversary gifts, contests, and much, much more. Or you can do a swag consultation where we provide a concierge service where your dedicated account executive will provide you with different options and suggestions based on your responses. For now, let's jump into individual items just to give you a brief glimpse of the catalog and some of the items. Houston, we have a problem. It goes along with all the other fun tech issues we've had today. There we go. All right. So on the left-hand side, you'll see that there are category breakdowns, which will help you navigate and find the specific types of items that you want to find faster. For right now, let's jump into water bottles just as a starting point, just so you show you a little bit of what some of these things look like. All of the items are organized from our lowest price to our highest price, and all of the pricing is based on quantities. If we click into an item, you'll see that there are a few different options that pop up, starting with the base color of the item. So in this case, you can see a glimpse of what the base color would look like before we do our mock-up for you. Underneath that is the quantity button, which allows you to see the pricing for those for your budgeting purposes. As with all things quantity related, the higher you go, the lower the price, and the less you need, sometimes that price will increase. And then there's also an option to select the number of colors in your logo as well, depending on the item. That may adjust just depending on the decoration methods. So when we're ready and we selected an item, we can add that to an order just to start getting a feel for what our pricing would be. Let's take a look at some of the apparel items we have. Maybe if we jump over to t-shirts, that'll be a little bit better way to show you some other options. So there was only a few color choices on that last bottle we looked at, but a lot of our apparel items have tons of different colors to find that exact match that you're looking for, whether it's your brand specific color or you want to make a nice accent. There's a lot of different ways that you can customize this. So we can add this to our order as well. And it's very simple. Once you find the products you're looking for and you want to move forward, all you have to do is hit the next button to add your project details. And here we'll ask you some basic information like when you're looking to have these items completed by, if there's any additional notes you want to let us know, if there's something pressing, if it's for an upcoming convention or a giveaway, you can feel free to add that right there. And then a spot to upload your logos as well so that our design team can jump right into the mock-up process. We also do have an extensive catalog too. So sometimes if you don't find what you're looking for, just to let you know, we are able to source things from our various vendors. So if there's a specific brand or a specific item that you're looking for and you don't see it, feel free to let your account executive know, and we'll partner with our team to see if we can find those items. Once we add this mockup request, it will create an order request for us, and it'll let us know that our design team is going to mock those items up. They have a 1 business day turnaround time, but honestly, they're so efficient at their job. They usually turn these things around in a few hours. And once your mockups are completed, you'll receive an automated email to let you know to log in and review them. Let's go ahead and click into one of these just to show them what that would look like. So here at a glance, you can see the various items that are mocked up, and one by one, we can go through and see what they would look like. If you click in further, you'll be able to ask for a different comment and ask for any changes just in case there's something that isn't quite right. Maybe you want a different color. Maybe you want to add a little bit more information to the decoration. That comment box there is a direct workflow tie to our design team. So anything you request, they will receive and update that for you as quickly as possible. Just so everyone's aware, our current production times are about 4 weeks once the invoice is paid. But we do have a rush option available for when your marketing teams come up with a really fun giveaway with a little bit of a short runway or short notice. Rush will move you to the front of the line, and it'll help you expedite the process, obviously. Let's go ahead and jump into the inventory so we can show you how to manage all of your items. So your inventory tab allows you to manage your swag in one simple place. Storage, as I mentioned before, is offered for a one-time cost and there's no expiration. So that's right, you can pay one time for it and we will hold your items indefinitely. Doesn't matter if it takes 3 months, 3 years, you'll never pay another cent to store your items with us. And since most of us are working remote now, I think we all know someone who's in charge of sending items out from their homes. So if you do have any inventory laying around your house, send it to us. We can store those items for you as well, clear up that space in your home, and make it even easier to send those items out so it's not all on the shoulders of one individual. For any items here, you'll see the stock levels are listed under each item individually. So our stickers, you can see there's one size, but there's 16 stickers remaining. For the t-shirt, we are pretty much out of stock. We have a single 2X shirt remaining. And this is where you might say to yourself, I need to do a quick reorder, but I may not have the time. Well, SwagUp makes that very simplified for you. Under each item, there's a reorder button. And if you wanted to reorder anything else, you could add that as well. But for now, let's just stick with the t-shirts. And because these are already mocked up and approved and you've purchased them, all you have to do is just enter your sizes that you're looking to get. The shipping total, or I'm sorry, the cost of the order total would be based off of the quantities you select. And as I mentioned with the rush production option, it will give you that pricing there as well if you needed those in a faster time frame. Awesome. Let's go back and take a look at Redeem. Redeem is our newest feature, and I'm very excited to share it with you guys today. It's the easiest way to get your employees excited about a gift while managing it with no effort whatsoever. So Redeem is a branded landing page that you can use to help enhance your employee experience. Redeem will help you collect addresses, information, apparel sizes, along with automating all of the shipments for you. There's no need to do anything. If we click Create Redeem Page, we can see that there's 2 different ways that you can do this. So there's the data collection option, which allows you to gather any information ahead of time. This is a great way to get the sizing information before you place your order. That way you know exactly how many items of what size you'll need, and you can lower your costs overall, and you're not ordering anything extra just because. Some people are also embarrassed to share their sizes out loud, but Redeem allows for a private way to share that information and store it for future use for those employees. Auto ship, very simple. You can set it and forget it. Love that line. Don't want to do any ad hoc shipments? No problem. We'll do all the work for you. So once your items are produced and stored in your inventory, you can create an auto ship redeem page that notifies our team once the form is completed to grab that appropriate item or the appropriate swag pack, put a shipping label on it, and send it out to the recipient. There's no additional work needed on your end, so it really helps automate those processes. Some of the use cases we see with these are there's no limits to how many redeem pages you can create. So there's endless possibilities and endless ways to use them. As you can see, we have a few different options listed here, like a spring collection, a loyalty program, mental health awareness, Earth Day. So we make all of these ahead of time just to get a little bit more fun and exciting ideas. Our own team uses these as well. So anytime there's a giveaway or a contest, the winners receive a redeem link to fill out, which gives everyone time back, including our marketing team and our HR teams, rather than having to worry about their most up-to-date address. The employees just fill out the form and do it themselves. They're also perfect for new hire swag, for onboarding a new employee. When you just include the link at the end of an email and embed it and just say, please fill this out. It's an easy way for them to feel a little bit more appreciated during the onboarding process. And then within the first couple of weeks, they get their new swag for their new company. I know I love wearing all my SwagUp stuff, so it's really fun every time I get to fill out a new one. And honestly, sometimes HR systems just don't have up-to-date info if you've got employees that are there for a long time. So Redeem provides you an easy way to always make sure that you have the correct address to send swag to. Let's talk about how to create a page. So if we go into one of our existing ones and edit the information on it real quick, you can make one of these in under 60 seconds. It's very, very simple. So you'll name your page, you'll give it a company name just so you have something to refer to. You can also add a logo or any type of item in the top left corner if you would prefer, but it's not mandatory. If we go to the next page, you'll see that you can choose your theme. So you can do a light theme or a dark theme by default. Or if you wanted to do a custom theme, you can enter your hex code. You can change the font colors, the accent colors, a few different fonts in there for you to choose from. Really simplified, but a way to make it more customizable for each individual project. If we go to the next page, you'll see this is where you can start with your messaging. So you can make each page feel unique, even though it's just a simple, really happy Earth Day. It's something different that the employee will always feel happy to jump in and engage with, or a new hire or any customer prospects. Really fun way to make this branded and simplified. If we go to the next page, you'll be able to choose a couple of different options here. So sometimes you can do product selection where you want to give people options, how we mentioned before. Sometimes you have a bunch of mugs, you have a bunch of bottles or a t-shirt. You might want something different. So maybe an item for your pet, like a pet bandana or a toy, or you have a new baby and you want to do a onesie. Give your employees those options. Make it fun. Make it something exciting for them to choose and have options with. Or if you're just trying to get the information, you can do contact collection only and not show any of those images and have it just be a simple form to fill out. Nothing crazy, nice and simple. And then finally, the last piece of this, you just make a congratulation page or a confirmation page. So anything you want to say here, thank you, get swag, plant a tree, all customizable and very, very simple to use. Anytime a person will fill that out, just so you're aware, all of their information would stay inside of that particular page. So you can reference that when you're doing shipments. It's very simple to fill it out. It's just a straightforward form, but that way you can always come back to it at a later time. And if it is the most up-to-date information from them recently doing a shipment, you can confirm it with them. Or if you know that they moved or had something going on, or they're going on vacation and you wanted to send it there, nice and easy to update that info as well. And then finally, just a quick glance at our shipments tab, just to show you anytime you do have a shipment go out, that would be where the shipments would be stored for you. So you'll see here, all the tracking information is populated. You can view the details if you need to show any of the information, including when it was shipped, the expected arrival date. And then you can also export these at the top for a spreadsheet as well if you wanted to manage them in a spreadsheet, make it a little bit easier for you. So I know I just went over a ton of information. I'm sure there may be a couple of questions that came up. I'd be happy to answer anything if anyone has any.
Thank you, Adam, for presenting our demo. And for those of you wondering if you can turn them off, you can actually turn them off. And a new feature that is coming up at some point is being able to schedule when you turn them off and how long you want that redeem link to exist. But I appreciate everyone here. Thank you for joining our demo and swag event. Everyone that attended this event will get our employee engagement and swag calendar. You will also get that discount code for confetti if you're planning on a next employee engagement event. And we will be sending swag your way via redeem page. So stay tuned for more information via inbox. And if you want to join our next event, we are having one on the art of sustainable swag in April. So thank you, everyone. We appreciate your time.